Hey, how's it going everyone? Jigsaw Killer here, and welcome to my speedrun of Resident Evil 1 Remake. We are doing this on a real survival difficulty, which is a hard mode that you can unlock from beating the game once, either character. We're also doing this on the PC version, 60 FPS. And yeah, we're doing a Jill best ending. But before we get into the full run, I'm going to explain the beginning here. The quickest way to do this intro is the alternate way. If you're unaware, you can actually do this intro in two different ways. One is just going straight to the zombie or whatever, and then going back. But if you at the beginning, you trigger this cutscene with Wesker and it tells you to go back in, and then turn around here and get this cutscene here. You will get a special cutscene if you run up to here. So trigger this first cutscene here and then run back. And then Barry will actually kill the zombie like from there instead of you don't have to go into the other room. This is, I'm pretty sure this is slightly quicker, especially if you're playing with the alternate controls. I particularly don't play with the alternate controls because I dislike the movement. I actually do prefer the tank controls. Like, if you're going for a optimal run, you know, you want to get the best time possible, yes, you want to use the alternate controls. But yeah, I just want to, you know, enjoy this amazing game. This is my all-time favorite game of all time. I said that twice. But yeah. So yeah, at the beginning here, we're just gonna progress through here. So real survival difficulty. This mode makes it so that auto aim is disabled. The item boxes are not linked, so you know whenever you leave an item in an item box, it stays in that specific item box. This mode is also auto set on hard mode, so that's something to point out because that, you know, does make a difference. You take more damage. I'm pretty sure there's some of the zombies are a bit like randomized or in certain spots, different spots in the game. Trying to think what else. Some of the, if you weren't playing in hard mode, there'd be a dagger in this room right now, for example. And yeah, I think that's it for real survival. But yeah, pretty tough mode, especially the auto aim. That actually does like a lot more than you would think, especially if you have not played. Let's say you did one playthrough of this game, and then you go right into real survival. Oh my god, you would have a real problem with this game. It's definitely I definitely would consider real survival one of the like best hard modes in the series, just the way it's designed. Same as arrange mode. Arrange mode in the original Resident Evil 1 is very well done. It's very similar to Madhouse and RE7 with the way it arranges the zombie positions. You can get like the grenade launcher a bit sooner. Little things like that. But yeah, first thing we do here is we get this book for the sword key. On the way back, I'm gonna attempt to dodge the zombie. So some of the zombies have a thing in this game where, you know, they don't really get baited as much, and that's what I was trying to do there, but I failed to do so. I've noticed that zombie in particular is harder to bait out than other zombies. I'm pretty sure it's intentional. But you really have to like just know the exact like timing, or yeah. Like there's a thing with the zombies in the game where they just don't always go for a lunge. They just keep walking, and it's one of the things that they put in the game to make it unpredictable, so you want me to just like, you know, easy just run through the game and dodge every zombie. So there's that little thing, and then the zombies can also double lunge at you. So you can attempt to bait out a grab and then run around, but there's a chance they can do it twice then. So they really had everything thought out when they were developing the remake. But yeah, here we're gonna get this self-defense dagger. Definitely want to get this. Sadly, we won't see that dog pop through the window. This is like literally like the only time in this run that we'll go through this hallway. There's no need to come back here again. So yeah, literally we're just gonna come in here. If I didn't take that grab from before, I wouldn't. I would only be grabbing the chemical in here. But since we took a hit, I'm on caution, so I might as well just full heal. So one thing actually I should have pointed out a bit ago when we first entered back in the mansion was there's actually two ways you can go here. In which you can actually go downstairs or upstairs. If you go upstairs, it actually completely changes the route of the game, kind of, or the events, I should say. If you go immediately to the... You can immediately go to the dog whistle right away and then get the armor key. If you do that, Barry won't actually save you here now. This cutscene just goes away. It triggers like a certain thing in the game where, yeah, this cutscene just doesn't happen. And you also will not get the cutscene where Barry gives you the acid rounds, which is a big loss. The acid rounds are very good for this run. So you have to trigger you want to trigger a cutscene here, and in the remake it's triggered by clicking on the door that exits out of this place, and then you go back to the other door. In the original, I'm pretty sure it's just timed. So you just have to stand there in the original until the cutscene pops up. Well, one little thing to point out as well, it's either the first shot with the shotgun or like your first shot in the entire game is it's always a critical hit. So if I haven't wasted any shots here, and if I headshot that zombie, or I think nearly any zombie, it'll always be a headshot. It'll always be a decapitation. That's one little detail to point out. I usually would take out this zombie here, but we're actually just going to avoid him just so I can use the shot on the dog incoming. There's one particular zombie here in this hallway here that we're about to run by that. His position here is a bit random. Usually we can just run by him like we just did, but there's times where I'm not sure if he's like a little bit facing more in my direction, but he can just like end up grabbing it as well. I've had it happen a few times. But yeah, in here we want to grab the lighter and the dog whistle. In Chris's campaign, you don't have to get the lighter because that's his extra item. You know, whereas Jill has the lockpick. So here we're just generally watching that second zombie there. I like to like run into the camera angle and then stop for like just a second to see where he is, and then I can go forward. So this is the cutscene I was talking about earlier that will be skipped if you go immediately for the dog whistle to the armor key. And yeah, because the item box is not linked, we're basically just going to be keeping like most of our inventory or stuff that we have with us now for like most of the run. Just because it'll save us more time, which obviously means we can't like pick up so much. We have to. That's what makes this run so cool. I think is that you really got to think about what you're bringing with you at certain points. And yeah, so for this part, we're just gonna stand here. This is a nice little camping spot to kill the dog. We can have him come up there and then yeah, take him out like that. He'll always like fall over when you shoot him like that when he pops up. So the second shot, you can also cancel or you can do like a quicker shot with the shotgun if you like shoot and then kind of like let go and run forward a tiny bit. And then go for a shot again. Like it's basically like kind of like faster fire rate than if you're just trying to shoot normally. It's like a mechanic that you would use for like a speed run or whatever. That's a very kind of a tight spot there, dodging that zombie. So this hallway right now, this is one change as well with hard mode. There will actually be a zombie blocking our way to that door. If this is like normal modes. And that's the first like crimson head. He'll be at a certain spot standing on the way back now. In which it's actually going to be pretty important to point out because of what we're going to do on the way back here. So yeah, here we're just going to put in the fake key that we got from killing the dog. So yeah, on the way back here, we're actually going to be running through this hallway here. This will save time. There's sort of a safer way of getting... So the second zombie in this room that's going to pop up after the crimson head here, he's going to be like in a certain spot, depending how long I've been in this room. So I'm taking a bit of a longer route by going out of the room and come back in. So when I run by here, I can consistently just run by him there. Whereas, you know, if I just tried to run through exactly where it came from in the original spot, you know, after I got the armor key, he would have been like kind of mostly like facing my way, and he would have been able to grab me. So I have a choice to, you know, waste a bit of time and go through the door and go back in, or yeah, do it a long way, or, you know, sacrifice a dagger. Because the Crimson Head will stop in place while you're in the animation of being grabbed, and you can still run, but yeah. We have the option. And yeah, from here, we're just immediately going to go to Richard here. We want to get this over as soon as possible. So the Richard section here, so on the remake you have a 4-minute timer to save him. I don't know if this is on all difficulties, but I think it's probably like a thing on hard and normal, and maybe you have a bit more time on easy, very easy. But yeah, you have about a 4-minute timer to save him. On the original you have way more time. I think you have like probably like 10 minutes or something. I don't know the exact timing. I just remember the original. You just have way more time to save him. And what I was talking about earlier, with like, you know, you can't. There's times where the zombies just won't consistently get baited out, and that was a good example right there. I don't mind taking a bite there, by the way, because I would like to save as much defense weapons as I can. And yeah, here we're going to discard the sword key. We don't need that now for the rest of the run. And here there's another camera angle thing here. We're going to watch out for this zombie. Yeah, it's random. It's random where he's going to be. I've had him be like in the middle of the hallway there, so like kind of like further away from me. So that's what I'm kind of expecting. But yeah, he was like literally right there waiting for me. That's actually kind of like, the camera angle is something that's really important to watch out for. And yeah, we do have enough time to like do all this and then get back to Richard before he dies to the other poison. And we did take another bite, so we'll heal up again. That's the first death mask. There's 4 death masks that we have to collect. This is a new thing that they added in the remake compared to the original. In the original, you would collect 4, I think it's 4 crest things to escape from here. in which the crest actually is still in the game. It's just used for to put in a grave in this game to get the magnum. But they changed it where you have to collect these death masks, and this gets you to the Elder Crimson Head. So yeah, we're just making our way back to Richard now. So yeah, we're doing everything in a specific order here. There's another room just to my right here of this camera angle where you need a armor key to open away, and that has the grenade launcher. We're specifically not going to grab that yet just because of, you know, how much room we have right now, so it's best to leave that until we're just about to leave, or until we're kind of like at the ending parts of the first mansion segment. Incoming here, we're getting the part of the musical score for the piano. So in particular, this is a tricky room because there's a zombie behind the bookcase here. And yeah, I'm gonna be attempting to dodge this guy. Yeah, I mean, you got the double grab off. This is something we can actually show off here if you're unaware. You can actually get the daggers back if you get decapitation. You see the dagger on the ground there. So you can only get it back if it's a decapitation. Thankfully we got lucky there because the zombie didn't get too close to us. So yeah, now we're on our way to the piano. We've already done, you know, we've already used the herbicides, you know, for the plants or whatever to get the first death mask. So now we want to get the shield key. Yeah, so here we're gonna grab the this like crest thing here, emblem. And there's a zombie in this hallway there. This is actually the first zombie that Barry shot at the beginning of the game. We're gonna attempt to dodge this guy. This is another example of the trying to bait him out, but he does the double lunge. I believe you can actually like consistently get around him if you like wait it like an extra second, like after the first like, you know, bait out or whatever. It kind of feels like if you try to dodge around him too early, that's when they go for the second lunge. But if you wait a little bit, they won't go for it. I'm probably wrong. One thing as well I'd like to point out is if you want to kind of more consistently get the zombies to bait out, I've noticed they more will try to grab you when you're standing still. That's something you can like kind of try out. But obviously if you're standing still, you gotta know like timing of walking back, you know, when they're trying to grab you. Yeah, and here for the clock puzzle, we want to select the large cogwheel and then turn it left. You just do that twice and that's it. The other the other sword is already in the right place, so yeah, moving the large cog twice is just literally what you need to do for this puzzle. That'll get you the shield key here. One thing I didn't point out as well is the differences between Jill and Chris' campaign with the, you know, what advantages both have. Jill has like 8 spaces, Chris has 6. Jill has the lockpick, you know, which definitely does make it easier because Chris has to collect small keys to open certain doors or whatever, unlock certain things. The small keys are in the original game as well, and they're actually, I think the small keys in the original game are not actually used to progress the game. They're just used for extra items, whereas in the remake, you absolutely need the small keys to progress the game. Another thing as well, Chris has more health, I'm pretty sure, and he can... It's either he has more health or he can take more damage. Like, I'm not sure if he takes less damage from the zombies, but yeah. And I'm pretty sure Chris, he either, like, does more damage with his guns or does, like, an increased critical rate or something. There definitely is something with the guns with Chris, where he's, like, just stronger in some way. But yeah, here's the, I guess you would say the first sort of mini boss fight here with Yawn. Which I guess is not really a boss fight since it's kind of intended for you not to fight him, but I'm only saying that because that's what we're going to do. You can't just escape from here. You absolutely do need to fight him when you fight him the second time. But the first time here, we just need the mask. So we'll start off with just running through them. One little detail to point out actually is when this fight begins there, Jill is like facing in the direction of where the mask is. I think when you're playing as Chris, you gotta turn around. I think he's facing a different direction when the fight begins. Something, little thing to point out. Because sometimes if you're maybe used to playing as Jill, you'll probably think to just run straight or whatever. Yeah, we just get that and go. We could actually get Richard's shotgun there, but it's definitely not worth just because obviously our inventory and all that. We already have the regular shotgun. So yeah, for this puzzle, it's the same every time. You want to go for the top right, then go for the bottom left, and then the bottom right. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying these series of videos that I'm doing. I'll be doing this, and I'll be doing Ori 2 Remake up next, and then Ori 3 and Remake Inferno, and then I'll be doing OG Ori 4. Those videos will be up just before Ori 4 Remake comes out, in which I believe Ori 4 Original should be up like the day before we play Ori 4 Remake. So yeah, look forward to the rest of those videos. It's gonna be fun. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to my, or we'll follow my Twitch channel. And subscribe if you like. You know, we got a lot of emotes and all that, and yeah, it supports what I do. But yeah, follow my Twitch channel. I'll be doing all my first playthrough stuff, going for all the achievements in the game and all that, learning the hard mode of the game. I'm incredibly excited. I've seen the like the early reviews of the game. The game's getting like 10 out of 10 from nearly everything. I think I last seen it got like, it was like 95 on Metacritic, which is like, you know, that's the thing about everyone looks at these days. But yeah, anyway, for this puzzle, we want to select this one here. That first one here, and then go to here. Select it'll be green, and the middle will be purple. Yeah, and that's this picture puzzle. So yeah, we went to the save room there before. I think I set in the lighter there. I actually you can save a little bit of time by waiting until you get the crank, you know, where you first release it and set the lighter in there, but I wanted to make sure I had room to pick up everything here. Yeah, I would have been like full on space here, so. So you might be wondering, earlier there was 2 zombies here. The 2 zombies despawn when you get the 4 death masks, so if you're looking to save ammo, just pass by in, because there's literally, unless you're really someone that wants to put the masks in one by one or something and go back, you know, just so you'll have more space by the time you get down here. It's a good idea to just keep the masks on you and then, yeah, wait till you have them all and then go, because the zombies won't be in your way then. So, usually you probably want to just use the shotgun for this fight. But I like to use at least just 1 grenade round for this fight, because we're going to be using the rest of the rounds on Plant 42. And because there's no auto-aim, it's going to be more difficult to actually shoot Plant 42 just because of the angle of where it's at and all that, and it's hard to, like, kind of tell. So my thought here is, you know what, I would like to, like, just do something where it's a guaranteed shot. So if I miss like a shot on Plant 42, it's probably not that bad. So yeah, the strat here is to just do the grenade shot, shotgun shot, and then dagger will finish him off. It's pretty consistent of him trying to grab you there after he's, you know, because when he got back up there and I shot him and then ran around him, he went for like a melee hit, and then he turned around and he went for the grab. That's kind of consistent. But that's the Elder Crimson Head fight. This is also the first mansion segment as well done. So coming up here to this zombie here, we're just going to wait here just so we can bait him out. We can just like circle around there. And coming up here, we have this like statue puzzle. We want to move this west. This one west. The idea of this puzzle is to make the dogs face away from, you know, guarding the gate. And this one's moving it north. And here's probably the best Probably the best part of Ori 1 Remake is the inclusion of Lisa into the story. She's not in the original game, so it's something that they added her in with the remake. Like this is how you do a remake. You know, you don't change stuff. You don't drastically change stuff. You add stuff onto it that enriches just everything about the remake, the story. You know, Lisa's pretty important to the whole lore. She has like the same like virus, whatever, infection, whatever you want to say, as Nemesis, for example. She has like the same like regenerative powers. But here we're just gonna run into her to like kind of like bait out an attack. I actually didn't mean to like turn around there, just happened by accident, but it still worked out. I didn't take a hit, so I really did want to take a hit there because I want to save the heal we have on us. We for this particular run, we really don't have that many heals to use like from here. We're a bit limited. There is one first aid spray in the save room where you get the serum for Richard. It's in the inventory box, but I think we'll be completely like skipping that. And yeah, we're on our way to the guardhouse now. Oh, I have a quick question for you guys. Would you guys like to see a remake of Ori 1 again? Something actually people have been... It's kind of a thing people want, I guess. They want to see Resident Evil 1 remake in third person and the Ori engine and all that. Like, part of me says no. Like, it's already remade, and it's done perfectly. Like, this is literally the best remake of all time. You know, this game is just absolutely perfect. So, in that way, I'm like, nah, please no. But another side of me is like, you know what? I would love to just like look around and explore the Spencer Mansion in third person and so on. Just like looking at all the environments. So there is that like side to it as well. So I definitely would be like 50-50 on it. But yeah, there's just remaking games is just such a big thing at the moment. So it's probably what they're gonna do next. One thing as well to think about that I was actually thinking about, what would they remake after Resident Evil 4? And it would actually make perfect sense to remake Ori 1 right now, because they could do a thing where where it's to do with Wesker. So they could remake Resident Evil 1, because this is the game that kills off Wesker. We think he's dead. And what game does Wesker have his resurgence in? Code Veronica. And then his story finishes in Ori 5. So yeah, they could do Ori 1 remake, then Code Veronica, and then a Resident Evil 5 remake. It's actually kind of a bit of a coincidence to think about. That they've remade the games in this order, and thinking about that now. Like, obviously they didn't already remake this game because it's already remade, so... But because of how popular the remakes have gotten, it's more likely that they would go back and do it again. Just because of, they have like the next gen engines. It would actually just look amazing. Like, just looking at how good Ori 4 Remake looks. It'd be pretty interesting to see how they would design this game. But they did pretty good with Ori 2 Remake, and Ori 2 Remake is pretty similar to Ori 1. You know, with how it's designed in a very, like, survival horror way. Oh, here's a pretty funny segment here, by the way. I was trying to, like, wait for this zombie to bait in, and I was, like, wondering, why is the zombie not coming into the room? You hear that sound? That's the zombie coming in from the other room. So you have to, like, run to a certain spot to trigger that sound, and then he comes in here. So I was, like, kind of panicking at this moment. Like, I wish I could have, like, recorded myself talking there at that moment, because in that moment I was like, oh no, what's going on? Is the game, like, bugging out with me? But no, you just had to run to a certain spot to trigger him walking into the other room, and then he goes to the door. The idea there was to wait, like, stand still near the sink or whatever, and then, like, kind of, like, bait around them, because it would make him go for a lunge, and we just run around them, similar to how I dodged the zombie after I killed the Elder Crimson heads. Very, very similar to that bait out, but yeah, I got trolled. I got basically self-trolled, honestly. I just, like, completely forgot about the trigger. That sound trigger. So there, we want to get the control room key. So here I probably could have actually just went ahead here, but I decided, you know what, it's probably a good idea to just leave the, I think I'll leave the crank here, and then just go ahead. I think I did actually have enough room to actually bring it with me. But it was actually probably a good idea to have one space, so I can pick up, there's a hairbin coming in a bit. And I would like to be full health. So here's one of my favorite chill moments in the game here. One of my favorite soundtracks in this spot here that leads up to the Aqua Ring. So my like 3 favorite soundtracks in this game is this music right now. Is probably my 3rd favorite. My all-time favorite is the save room music, and then this theme song here. And then after that would be the puzzle room music that was just playing before this room. This music is so just atmospheric. When I listen to it, it makes me think, like, it makes me feel like I'm at a swimming pool or something. Yeah, so we're gonna grab this herb here, because we're actually not full health at the moment. And there's sharks incoming, and I would actually, if the sharks hit me there, I think if I'm full health at this point and the shark hits me, it'll still be on yellow caution. And I would actually like to save the first aid spray that we have right now for Plan 42, in case things go just really wrong. It's kind of random if the sharks are actually going to get me here, but we got pretty lucky. Pretty straightforward puzzle here. Yeah, you want to click on that to activate, and then there's two like things we need to click on here. Yeah, we need to select this and then go over here, select the control.
Reaching 30% of pressure threshold.
And there's like 3 numbers now that one out of 3 numbers that we can select here, and it's random every run, so I'm just gonna guess. There is a note on the table you can select to get the number, but I like to just go and just guess it because it doesn't take that long.
Activate emergency drainage system.
And then you just go back and then select the last these 2 buttons again. One nice detail that I like from this game, that they incorporate a lot of the sound effects from this game, and they're in Resident Evil 4. This like alarm sound is it plays during the U3 fight when you're in the cages with them or whatever. The door sounds are most of the door sounds are the same. So there's a cool little strat you can do here with Plan 42. You can actually grab the key here without electrocuting them, in which it's just not a specific move, but it's not difficult to do at all. You literally just jump down and then just literally run to the right here. Like I'm literally just holding kind of slightly up and to the left at this moment, or left. I meant to say right. Yeah, very easy to do. Really is nothing to it. I guess it kind of looks scary to do if you've never done it before, but I promise you it's literally very easy to do. As long as you're literally just holding the run button and then up to the left. There you go. And yeah, now we're on our way back to Plan 42. I guess you'd probably say this is probably one of the highlights of the game when it comes to this difficulty mode, because there's no auto aim, so you really just gotta know the exact spot to shoot at. And there is also a strat you can do to make sure it's more consistent, which you'll see here, which involves using the map. Little thing there, you want to make sure you don't accidentally click on the wall there, or you will make the bees come out. It can be kind of easy to accidentally click on it, because you're constantly like, clicking, you know, to get the map or whatever. You've kind of got to know when to stop pressing, because you're clicking through to get rid of the dialogue. But now we just get the key. Man, that's such a brilliant camera angle there. Just the sight of that dead guy in the corner. So here we want to swap the middle from the left there. Pretty straightforward puzzle, like when you, before you like move anything, you can kind of tell like, you know, what you want to move. But yeah, the Plan 42 fight is going to involve like using all our grenade launcher rounds here. So we'll go up here as quickly as we can. We're gonna run about nearly about 5 steps there as we get, like, literally right after we get. And yeah, we're using the map there to see where I'm facing at, because you can't see like in the exact direction that Jill is facing at on the map. And we kind of want her facing like straight and like a little like tiny bit to the right, like literally not much at all. And that should be literally enough to yeah, be able to consistently shoot Plan 42 there. And there we go. Alright, so yeah, we're going to be leaving the guardhouse here now. Got to make sure that we grab the crank, because obviously the iron box is not linked. So just for an emergency, I'm actually going to bring this blue herb with me, because there's going to be snakes on the way back here, and, you know, they have a chance of poisoning me if they hit me, so I do not want to be running around with poison if that happens. Yeah, we just passed through here. These dogs really don't have enough time to get us if you're just running the whole time. So yeah, coming back to the mansion now. This is the introduction of the hunters. Like, most of the zombies are completely gone that we didn't kill before. There is kind of a little... I think there's like a couple of zombies that are still around. Particular the hallway where the 2 zombies break through the windows, you know, where we use the herbicide to kill the plant to get the first mask. That particular hallway, the zombies are They're like always there. But yeah, on our way back here, we will be given like a knife and ammo here. I believe I think there's more, you get more items here in lower difficulty. Can't exactly remember. So this first hunter here, we're just gonna ignore him. There's really no need to actually take him out. Unless you want to be like really safe. But we are gonna kill this first hunter here. Usually, actually, I'm not sure exactly what you need to do to kill the hunter. You can actually kill the hunter with one hit from the acid round. I actually don't know why I didn't kill him. Maybe I didn't get a shot in the face or something. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. Using the extra shot there won't change anything. So here we're gonna be leaving a good few items here. We'll leave the shotgun, the ammo, and the crank. And we'll just bring this heal because I'm kind of expecting to just take a hit here, but you can usually avoid this second hunter's hit if you run up the stairs at the right time here. That's what I was trying to like bait him out here, but you know, look this time. That's it. That's an insta kill, by the way. When he kind of like growls like that. But we got the yeah, we got the one hit kill on that hunter there. Maybe for future runs, I probably should actually just take them both out like that. But so it takes 4 acid rounds to take out Yawn. So that's what we're keeping these for. I do sometimes get a little bit worried because I'm thinking there's probably a point that Yawn might take more than 4 shots if you don't shoot him enough in the face or something. So I would actually like to save just 1 extra round. So the idea of this crushing wall room is to just move the statue up here. And then once you select the button here, it'll come back in, and then we just gotta move it just up to the left here once we enter in. Maybe get the first book there. Yeah, so actually, I don't think I actually talked much about the best ending. I definitely mentioned it, but... So to get the best ending in the game, you need to save Barry and Chris. That's basically what it means, like getting the best ending, because you can get like bad ending and then worst ending. Worst ending is letting both Chris and Barry die. I guess bad ending is probably letting just Barry die and save Chris, or vice versa. But yeah, in order to get the best ending, we want to let Barry survive. Particularly, he can die at the Lisa fight when you're knocking down the 4 stones. And then he can also die like on the heavy pad turn fight. And you also need to save Chris, and you need to collect 3 MO discs, in which one of them is in the mansion, which we'll be actually getting pretty soon. And the other two are actually in the lab, so thankfully we'll be able to get... Thankfully, you know, that's actually not, like, too bad. Yeah, all these extra grabs, by the way, I'm not really anticipating. I didn't mind one of those, using one of those daggers there, but I had to waste 2 daggers there to get around. I want to try save as much as I can as we go here, just in case. That's another camera angle change where I'll, like, stop for a second just to see where the zombie is. Here we get the battery. So we could save more time here and just run through this hallway. This hallway here we ran through like a few times already. It has 3 zombies in it, and a 2 zombies and a crimson head. So I could run through there and save time, but most likely I'll probably end up like taking maybe a hit or something. So we're gonna go around the longer way here and just go around this way. Even though, like, even when I do this, I usually will take a hit here running through, but you can actually, like, completely avoid the crimson head here, but at the same time, he has a high chance of actually grabbing you or hitting you. Yeah, so now we go back into here. This leads to a locked door that you would use the last mansion key, the helmet key. Here, before the fight begins, we're gonna pre-equip the grenade launcher, so we can actually shoot. Like, it's a good idea to shoot Yawn at the beginning here. We'll start by doing 2 shots. And then just wait to do another attack there. 3rd hit off. And then just go down the ladder, because you do need to finish him off down below. At this point, it just takes 1 shot to finish him off. So here I'm just going to wait for him to do an attack, because I know he'll miss me. And yeah, there we go. I probably don't need to point this out, but in case anyone's wondering, you run faster if you have nothing equipped, or, you know, if you have the knife equipped, or... Yeah, you run faster with this animation. So that's why we unequip the weapons. And yeah, this hallway here, pretty not really much to point out here, because you can usually just get to the door here before anything attacks you. That zombie does get pretty close though, but that's actually only because I picked up the herb. You know, he's moving around more, so more in the room. And yeah, if we want to get the best ending, we need to get both the jewels here. I think the quickest way of doing this room is actually immediately just go to this drawer. This thing that we are going to jump on, and then turn off the light. And then go for this one. We want to set them in place first. And then we will just make the... Yeah, make the bird there just face the other way. So we have enough time to grab this before it sees us. Yeah, that should be enough time to grab the other one now. So the yellow gemstone is to get the ammo disc, and then the red one is for the box that we get the Spencer key from. These so these hunters here, these hunters are specifically, they only spawn if you have grabbed both the gemstones, particularly the yellow one. So if you just grabbed, if you're going for the the worst ending, and you just grab the red gemstone, they won't spawn in, they won't break through the window. So yeah, as you can see with the inventory now as well, you can see it's getting really tight. With the pace of this run, if you want to get it down you want to be doing this run as quickly as possible. We obviously don't be wasting time going to the inventory so much, even though we do go to it probably a good amount of times, but it's not like too much. We've really got to know just exactly, when to pick up stuff in what order, and then knowing like when we're going to be getting rid of certain items. For example, we're going to be getting rid of the helmet key now when we use it in this door. But by the way, you might have noticed the blue gemstone there, and it's like knocked down, but we didn't knock it down. There's a little detail in the game, but I'm pretty sure the reason why it's knocked down is because a hunter actually knocked down the statue, because I think 2 hunters spawn in that second floor, like hallway, whatever you want to call it, where the statue is, where you usually push it down. But when you get back to the mansion, when the hunters are spawned in, that's when the statue is knocked down. So I like to see it as like the hunters actually are the ones that knocked it down. Kind of a little funny detail. So this puzzle here, we'll select this one, move it over here. Grab this other big slot, set it here. Grab this, set it down at the bottom here. This one at the top. It's kind of funny actually on this puzzle, because it does not look like they're attached at all, but it still solves the puzzle. As long as they're like relatively close to each other in those like certain spots, you'll actually solve the puzzle. So now that we've gotten the Spencer key and all that, we're not actually gonna exactly collect everything in that room. Just because it's kind of like a waste, and you're just wasting inventory, and you'll see why as we go here. But to actually progress the game, we still need to get the other crest emblem thing to get down below to the lab. So we do need to do more. Another route to go through here before we can go there. And there is the hunter in this hallway here, so we gotta time everything with that. So we're specifically, before we unlock the door, we're gonna go here first, because we're gonna go down below from where the waterfall is. And before we, when we came here originally, we left the crank in here, so we need to get that. Then we want to bring the, yeah, Yeah, at the moment I'm questioning, do I want to bring the herb or the first aid? But I was like, you know what? It's better to bring the first aid because there's a hunter here that we want to avoid, and there's a chance that he can't hit me. And I think he actually does. And then we have a whole run through to go through with a bunch of dogs to avoid. And then we go to the... Then we're going into the caves behind the waterfall, which has, you know, the big giant spider and all that, so... It's probably not a good idea just to bring a small herb with us. So, we specifically unlock the room there, go in, and then we just leave, because we don't need to actually get the items there first. This was actually for this hunter. So when you enter that room there, and you kind of run away from the hunter, or you're far away from him, it can usually make him do the jump attack, which will make it so that you can consistently run around them, but he didn't do it. I think, I'm pretty sure you can actually make him do it consistently if you run to the right spot. But yeah, we just didn't get it. Thankfully, he didn't do like a big attack on me. So we're actually not doing too bad health-wise. And here I made a little mistake where, you know, I'm thinking we're at the end of this part, but no, we have to immediately go for the elevator first and then use the crank here. That's actually something that's pretty common with these games. It can be kind of hard to remember exactly what order we're doing things, you know. Also got hit by a snake there. I was a little worried I was going to get poisoned. That would have been really bad if I got poisoned there. Because I don't think there's a blue herb now until after the spider fight. So most likely I would have died. If I did get poisoned there, I actually would have tried to continue on. Just to see what would happen, but I'd probably end up dying from the... I think I'd say I definitely managed to get through here and all, but once I got to the giant spider fight, getting through there, I'm pretty sure that I would have died there. And yeah, just on our way back here, we're just going to try our best to avoid these dogs, just so we can save this first aid spray that we have in us. Yeah, if we're on orange caution at this point, we definitely want to heal. But thankfully, there is one herb, and there is a first aid spray in these caves, so it's not the end of the world if we have to heal at that point. And so here we get the, I guess, the red crank. The green crank is completely useless now, so we can just discard it. Thankfully, there's actually an inventory box down here. It's actually pretty crazy. In the original game, there's no inventory box in the caves here. So yeah, here I'm gonna make a save. I actually originally wanted to do this run no save, but so I did like 2 attempts before this, and both runs died to me, or ended because of Barry getting hit by Lisa, getting knocked over in that fight, in the knocking over the 4 stones. Yeah, Barry got killed at me twice in a row, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna save myself a bit of time, just do 1 save at whatever point, and then continue on. I lost my patience. I believe that fight is also going to look close as well in this. Yeah, and here, we're just going to use the knife to get rid of the webs here. Takes a good few swings. Oh, I hate when that happens. Sometimes if the spider's so close, it'll actually block you actually hitting the web to escape. Fun fact, you can actually use the grenade launcher to shoot the webs as well. Particularly the explosive rounds, the ones that we used on Plant 42. Those actually work destroying the webs, so... Yeah, very straightforward thing there. You just literally just gotta run into there. I guess if you're like playing the game for the first time, you would probably think to run away there. I think that's pretty sure that's like a guaranteed death if you run back. Maybe you can actually survive it with the alternate controls because you're running around quicker and all that. So we want to move this up like about like two and a half pushes, and then move it there, push it out again. Don't want to push it too much there because there is actually not that much room between you being able to go through that, being able to push it back then, because then you'll have to reset the room. So the statue will be like back to where it started. That's a big time loss. It's kind of funny seeing pushing the statue into the, into the backgrounds there. The pre-rendered backgrounds. Doesn't look like it's, fit in there at all. Now there's a first aid spray here. We're gonna grab it. So on our way back here, there's a chance we can get hit by the spider here. Either a big melee attack doing a lot of damage, or we can get poisoned. In which that's really bad, because if that happens, there you go, we got poisoned. Now we need to go back. Thankfully there is a blue herb right here, but we're full on space right now, so I have to get rid of my heal. And obviously, I don't want to heal right now because she can actually just do it again. That would be such, like, just terrible. You went back to heal, you used it, and then you think, oh wait, maybe I should wait until I get past here and then. Yeah. Yeah, and at this point, we're gonna... I think we discard the knife and the crank now. We don't need those. There's a hallway here with 2 hunters, which you can literally just run by there. They usually always like do the scream there or whatever, you know, before they start attacking, so yeah, if you're just running, you can just go through. That room would actually be pretty rough if that wasn't a thing. Imagine if the hunters just immediately just run after you once you enter the room. So yeah, the code for this is 4231. Which the code is literally on the shaft thing that we just put into that. And yeah, here's Barry again, and this little... We're doing a little section here with Lisa again. There's kind of a neat strat you can do with this. If you want to completely avoid Lisa actually getting you at this point, you can actually force her to spawn depending on what camera angle you run into. So me running to that camera angle makes her spawn there. If I didn't do that, she would actually be kind of like right in front of me right now. And you can do that like from like where we just came from then. And when we come back from this door as well, which we will actually do it again. Pretty cool that they designed this room in that way. They kind of wanted to make it so that Lisa looks like unpredictable. But of course, you know, us gamers, we have absolutely no life, so we're just gonna figure out all this, all these little details. Sorry, Capcom. Sorry, Shinji Mikami. You can only troll us so much. So the best way to do this without getting hit is to run down the stairs here. And she'll always spawn there. If you don't do this, she'll actually be in our way when we're going back here. Yeah, if you don't run down the stairs here, she'll be like here right now. Somewhere there blocking us. This is a particularly very good strat for invisible enemy mode, so if you want it, because obviously we can't see her, so but you can make her spawn in certain camera angles. So here we're just breaking this to get a broken flamethrower. You know, for some reason I have like a vivid memory of this part that this thing can actually crush you, but I don't think it's something that can happen. But for some reason I have this like thought or memory of it happening to me like many years ago, like playing this back in the day on the GameCube. I'm probably just misremembering, or yeah. Maybe it's just because I'm thinking that, like, you know, because we're actually crushing it, it probably is something that could happen, but I don't think it actually can happen, because obviously you need to, you know, press on the switch for it to work, so. Yeah, so this thing here is on a little bit of a timer, but as long as you just go right here for it, you're good to go. And of course you want to run into that certain camera angle so Lisa isn't blocking our way here. And yeah, this is Lisa's lair. Lisa has been like roaming around here for the last like 30 years. If you read the notes in the game, you know, around her story, it's happening in 1967, so this is 1998. One of the like tragedies of the story of this game. I love the detail here. When you find her, like where she's been sleeping at and all that, and at this point you're kind of getting her story is like come full circle. And it's also come full circle because we're back to here now. This is where you first see Lisa. This is where we first met her. So nice nice detail. And yeah, here's our final run through, going back to the mansion now. And then we just get all our stuff that's in the certain item box. And then we're on our way to the lab. I gotta remember to grab the item here. It can be kind of easy to forget about it. Yeah, you can see I nearly forgot about it. It was literally like just in my mind there as I was walking up. No, I need to collect it. That's what I love about this game so much. It's just so it's just so cool that items that you're getting so early in the game, and you're using it later on as well, like that. Like that item's just been stored there since the first like bits of the game. But you come back and you grab it to use it later. That to me is what makes like Resident Evil what it is. Just these little details. I think they're just so impactful. Like right at the beginning of the game, you can literally interact with the door that you use these two emblem things on, and you can hear Lisa from down below there. So like, playing this back in the day when you go near that door, it's like you're thinking, man, I wonder what's down here. I wonder, at some point we will get down here, but when? It's not until the last like 10% of the game. That's where Resident Evil thrives, I think. Yeah, so here, just gonna, we don't have much room, so we gotta choose what we're bringing with us, and obviously we want to be bringing the shotgun. The hunter's pretty sure that's you can get by there consistently since it's not. You know, you're just running from to that door, so I don't think that hunter can actually get you there as long as you just go straight for it. Yeah, and here we go. But one detail I like to point out here when you're running down this flight of stairs at this point, it's kind of like you're descending into hell, because like it kind of looks normal at the beginning, but the more you descend into it, it starts looking more, you know, muddy and wrecked and all that. It gets worse looking as you go down. It's kind of cool. And then as you get to that point, it's just, yeah, everything's just completely destroyed. And yeah, here's the Lisa fight with Barry. We want to keep Barry alive here. It can be very scary because Lisa, you know, if you're far away from Lisa, she has a high chance of just ignoring you and going for Barry then if you shoot her. So I'm going to start off going for that one. Want to be careful here because he can't just easily knock it over. Kind of a good thing there. I was kind of worried here because she was going like right for him. I was like, no. But then yeah, he shot her. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go up to her and try and like bait out an attack or something. And there we go. It's the Lisa fight. If you're lucky, you can literally just go for each stone without like really stopping at all, but I would rather just get the consistency of it. That is pretty trickly timed. Alright, now we go into the lab. Now, if this was the year 2002 when we were playing on the GameCube, this is where you'd be changing the disc. From the disc with the, you know, the little disc with the zombie on it, to the second disc with the Cerberus on it. So here we're just gonna try my best to avoid these zombies. So I don't want to wait. I want to save as much self-defense weapons as I can. So let's try and like just bait around these guys if I can. We're wasting him. I don't mind using like one here. At this point here, we really don't want to kill this zombie in particular too quickly. Because by the time we are walking with the, you know, the explosive capsule thing, this guy will yeah, he'll reanimate as a Crimson Head, so, which is probably usually a guaranteed death. Yeah, if you're unaware about the moving the capsule, by the way, it's different on like the difficulty setting. So hard mode, aka what we're doing right now, it explodes quicker, and like it depends on how much you're sprinting, for example. So if you're playing the game on like very easy, you can sprint for longer before it explodes. And if you're playing in hard mode, you can only sprint for like 2 to 3 seconds, if even, before you'll actually explode. So you gotta know the exact timing. And there's more of a chance, like you can also explode if you take a hit or take a grab from a zombie. But it is like a chance, so you could actually end up taking a hit and you don't explode. But most likely you will die with a grab or something on a real survival. Hard mode or whatever. I think there's I remember seeing information on how this how exactly it's done. I think it was like a Japanese like game guide or something that points out exactly like how much you can run before it explodes. It's been years since I've seen that though. So the code for this is A462. Yeah, I actually didn't intend to kill that guy, by the way, that early, so I'm like, okay, I'm really timed on what I'm doing everything right now, so I'm kind of changing my route at the moment, which is literally just not going into the certain room where we use this other laboratory key for, in which is to put in one of these MO discs. So just to make it so that that zombie doesn't reanimate so quickly. Yeah, we're just gonna do this like right away. Wasn't intended to take a grab there, but that's okay. We can just use the self-defense. I think you can grab out. I think you can, like, if you wiggle the analog stick, you can get out of that grab as well. But yeah, before I actually go here at all, I would actually go to this room in particular here to get shotgun ammo and then use the MO disc to activate the thing. But we're just going to particularly unlock doors just so I have more room at the moment. And then go for the capsule here, which we'll have to walk with. Just obviously just so he won't wake up as a Crimson Head. I probably actually did have enough time, but I just wanted to make absolutely sure. I've got to choose when I want to go into that room as well, because I'm pretty sure you... Like, if I want to probably get the most optimal time, it's probably best to enter that room after we do the first Tyrant fight. But I think once the self-defense, system has been activated, when the mansion is on a timer to explode or whatever, and you're running, like, to save Chris, I think the game won't allow you to actually go into that room, so... I think if you try to, Jill will just say something like, there's no time for that now, or something like that. So I was like, alright. So what we'll just do is just go through here. we'll just yeah, do this really quickly, and then we'll go to that room before we do the first tyrant fight. You do want to be like... You want to wait a bit before you run again. You know, after you sprint and walk for a bit. I'm being extremely, like, just careful with the movement. You can do, like... You can do, like, very particular, like, you can know the exact timing of when you want to sprint again. If you're going for, like, optimal time, but I'd rather just be really careful. Here was... I couldn't actually remember if you had to click on this or, you know, put it in yourself, but no. It's actually, you click onto it. Now I'm actually thinking about that, I think that's actually usually a thing with these items in this game, like... It probably acts the same as, like, a key or whatever. Yeah, we can just run around this guy. Thankfully, as long as you're just, like, sprinting through here, you won't have to worry about taking a hit here or anything. I love the atmosphere in this room here. It's all just, like, completely red. So yeah, before we go to the first tyrant fight here, we'll go to this room like I was saying before, and then we'll go into the save room as well. There's resources we can get in there. So there is actually two ways of getting out of this room here. There is like a drawer or whatever. The thing that we just moved there before. We can actually move it again here to get out from behind me right now, but there is a thing about to attack us here, so I like to just go back and then just, yeah, go from where we came from. Definitely is slower. So in here is a first aid spray and the 6F incendiary rounds for the grenade launcher. Thankfully there's actually 12 of these we can get. There's one here, and then there's one in the cell that Chris is locked in which you need to remember to re-enter that room once you save him. This fight here is pretty laughable, straightforward. I guess it depends. Like this turn can, you know, if you're not like basically if you just stay at a distance, like this fight's just very simple. And if you know like the movement of Tyrant, you can either like stay really far away from him because he doesn't sprint or anything. So, but we're gonna start the fight by running around him there, and then do like 2 shots in a way. Actually did scratch me there. Thankfully that doesn't do like much damage to you. But we'll just go over here. So it does take like 6 shots to take him out here with this. So I'm just gonna be safe here because obviously it's no auto aim. I want to make sure that I get all these shots off. It's the first turn fight. If you do let Barry die, you only have to fight Tyrant here, and that's it. In which, particularly if you say no to Barry, you know, at that last Lisa fight, Lisa will knock him over, and he actually drops his Magnum. That Magnum particularly one-shots Tyrant there. And yeah, the escape sequence here. Yeah, nothing to really explain there. You can just literally run through. Yeah, they won't really attack you like right away as long as you're just running the whole time. Let's go save Chris. I always love the camera angle in this room, the way it's like set as the camera that's like, you know, watching Chris. Makes you wonder, is there still somebody watching through this camera right now? And yeah, here's the finale of the game, our last segments here. The final turn fight is pretty straightforward. It's I think it's both damage based and time based, I believe. Yeah, here we still got the zombies, still 2 zombies, I guess. The 3rd zombie's on kind of past where that line on the wall said B2. So we should get through those 2. Yeah, so here we just gonna get our grenade launcher ready here. Put the battery in, get the cutscene, go through the elevator. And yeah, final fight incoming. I really love this fight, the helipad fight. Probably one of my favorite fights in the entire franchise. I've always thought it was just so cool. There's some slight details in the fight that you can do. But yeah, we'll start off the fight. So at the beginning of the fight, if you do 2 grenade shots to him, it'll actually make Tyrant run to us. But because he hit Barry there before, you know, we get the second shot off, he's stuck in the animation, so we can get like more shots off on him here. But yeah, I believe if you let the time go to about like 1 minute or so, I think the cutscene for the rocket launcher automatically pops up. I can't remember exactly if that's a thing or if it's damage based in the remake. But yeah. But usually on hard difficulty as well, it'll take 2 rockets to actually kill the Tyrant, since you know, he'll knock the first one off. But there's a cool detail. Let's say he grabs Barry and tries to kill him. It'll actually be a one-shot then, because obviously he's carrying Barry, so it'll actually end up, you know, he won't block it then. Just a small detail. And yeah, there we go, guys. That is Resident Evil 1 Remake, Real Survival. Jill best ending. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. And yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video.
You did a fine job.
Till next time, everyone.